Hey, it's the month of February, winter time in Canada, but a nice sunshine like this does help you lift up your mood, right? So I have bought a car in Canada now that we are settled, and have done a lot of research how we should go about buying a car, what are the different things that you should keep in mind when buying a car specifically in Canada. So let me share all those ideas and all those thought process, all the research that I have done, so that you don't make any mistake and it is very easy for you to just go ahead and buy a perfect car. So let's get started. So first thing is ground clearance. So let me show you what see the distance between the ground and the lowest point of your car. Okay, this is called ground clearance. You see, this is the distance. Now you should have pretty good amount of ground clearance, because when there is a snow and snow has not been cleared, then it will be very difficult if you have a car with lower ground clearance. So normally SUVs have pretty good ground clearance compared to the cars. And the one which I have bought, let me also show you, why not. I have bought this one, a Subaru Outback XT. This car actually fulfills a lot of the conditions that I have researched upon, and that's why I bought it, and that's what actually I'm sharing. So ground clearance, so this car has 220 millimeters of minimum ground clearance, which is higher than many SUVs. And there are two very popular SUVs in Canada. One is Toyota RAV4 and another one is Honda CR-V. So this has got much higher ground clearance than those as well. So this is one of the important criteria, because if the snow is not cleared, or it takes time to get cleared within your neighborhood, right, and if there is an emergency you have to go out, you have to ride over the snow if it is not clear, right? And there, if the ground clearance is not high, your car can get stuck. This is number one important criteria. Then coming to the second criteria. Now snow is not the only problem. Slippery roads because of ice road conditions, that is also very dangerous, because the car slips on such icy surfaces, right? And there, to get a control of that road, to drive the car properly, you need a system which is called as all-wheel drive, AWD system, right? Now not going into much detail, but there are multiple different kind of all-wheel drive system that you can get in various cars. This one this is a symmetrical all-wheel drive system. Now this is a full-time kind of a drive system, and let me also tell you what is an all-wheel drive in case you don't know. So when a car slips, right, then this computer which is in a car, it keeps on monitoring each of the four wheels, how it is driving, where is it moving, and if it sees that this car is wobbling, this going in a different direction, it sends different power to all the four different set of wheels, depending upon how the car is performing on this icy surface, right? And by doing that, it keeps the car in balance. So that's why the all-wheel drive system is very useful. It is very useful for your safety, right? And as I said, there are multiple kind of all-wheel drive system, so you should always go for one which is at least full-time all-wheel drive system. You don't want it to get kicked in only when the car thinks there is a problem, and then it will kick in the all-wheel drive system. That will also be useful, but I have seen a lot of YouTube reviews of professionals, and whenever they talk about different vehicles, they say, okay, this all-wheel drive system is this kind, the another one is that kind, and then they compare, they say, but is it as good as the Subaru all-wheel drive system? So I would assume, based on also whatever I have read, Subaru all-wheel drive system is one of the best, right? So that was another reason for me to go for Subaru. And then coming to the next very important feature to buy a car in a cold country like Canada. For that, let me get inside the vehicle. So during winter time, coming inside a hot car definitely helps, right? So for that also, these cars here in Canada, many of them have got a very good feature that's called as heated seats, right? So go for a car which has got heated seat. This one particularly which I have bought, it has got not only heated seat at the front row, but even the rear seat, the back ones are also heated. So if you are carrying passengers, it will be very useful for them as well, right? Also, it has got a heated steering wheel. Show you also. See, this is a button on the steering wheel. If I'll just press it, a small light will glow, right? And this one activates this heated steering wheel system. Okay. And for the seats, you can see the seat sign is here. So there are three levels of heated seats. See, this one is like the maximum heat, this is medium, and this is low heat. So you can select how you want your car seat to be, and for the passenger which is sitting on the beside of that driver seat, that person can select his or her own setting. Similarly, you can see people who are sitting at the back, they can also select how much heated they want their seat to be. For back there are 2 settings, for front it has got 3 settings. Next, very important criteria is considering how many seats you need. So I think that would be the first criteria that you will think about, right? So for 5-seater SUV or 5-seater vehicle that I wanted to buy, because we are just 3 people, husband, wife and a kid, and then when our parent will come, then it will be 5 people. Now for the 5 people to sit, 3 people will obviously sit at the second row. However, here in Canada, there is a definite, very strict rule that your child must sit in a child car seat. So if you have set up a child car seat, it will consume good amount of space, and then you need to make sure that your car has decent amount of space for 2 adults to sit comfortably. For the 2 adults to sit comfortably along with 1 child car seat, the dimension that you need to be concerned about is shoulder room and hip room. So not every vehicle, not every car, not every SUV will have enough space for 2 people to sit comfortably, okay, when a car seat is set up. In comparison to say 2 most popular SUVs that are sold in Canada, a RAV4 and a Honda CR-V, they have around 141-142 centimeter of shoulder room. This one which I have bought has got 146 centimeter. Only a couple of centimeters more, but then it definitely helps that people will not bump into each other. Even a few centimeters can help. So that's why this was another criteria for me to consider this one. Another very useful criteria is the security settings, security features, infotainment system, all these of your vehicle. Now there are very useful features, very useful safety features that I believe everyone should consider having in their car. One is an emergency braking system. So if you are not concentrating right in the front, or because of for any reason you are not able to put a brake on time for a car in front of you, the car should automatically detect and put a brake for you. So this feature is there in this car. And then blind spot monitoring. So here you drive at a very decent speed on your roads, and at that time you need to make sure when you are changing the lanes or making a turn, at your blind spot on the left and right both side, you need to make sure there is no one. And for that, having an additional alert system definitely helps. As I said, the term blind spot monitoring, so this is actually something which you don't see unless you actually turn your head properly, right? So you should definitely follow this practice. But this having a blind spot monitoring system also prevent a lot of crashes, lot of accidents. So consider having this. Another useful feature is adaptive cruise control. So cruise control, you might know, you don't have to put accelerator to a car when you are on a highway. Car will drive on its own. Adaptive cruise control is, it will even change its speed considering the car which is at the front. It will slow down, it will go fast, right? And some lane assist systems if are there in your car, that also very much helpful, because the car will stay on its lane. It will keep on monitoring how the lane is turning, and it will keep the car in the lane. And then there is the infotainment. Show you here. See, this one is a very big screen, right? You can select and set up a lot of things from here. It will give you a very useful information, and you can do a lot of settings from here, right? A Google map will also be visible quite clearly here. So many things you can do. Here is the climate control. If you select it, it will just open up for you to select the climate, how you want on the left hand side, right hand side, so many things. Next is the cargo space. So you can pretty long, right? And because this is only a 2-row SUV, it has got a very long area for cargo space, so which is very helpful. So unless you really need 3 rows, having a 2-row SUV can give you a much larger cargo space than normally the 3 rows SUVs, unless you are really buying a very big SUV which has got 3 rows and a huge cargo space as well, right? Normally a 2-row SUV with decent size gives you a lot of good cargo space. This one has got a massive cargo space. I'm not opening because it is right now filled with lot many things, a stroller for my child and couple of bags and all. Right now I'm not opening and showing you, but yeah, consider having a very good cargo space, because here you will go for a lot of outdoor tours as well. Like I am someone who likes to tour a lot, so I need a good amount of space to carry those stuff. You can set up camps, you can set up tents, so all those things you should be able to carry in your vehicle. And now talking about carrying stuff, there is one more very useful feature for that. Let me take you inside the car. See, these car seats, the rear car seats, they should be able to fold down, and if they can split and fold down, then that's even great. So this car has got this one seat, like behind this child car seat, the seat, it has got, that is considered as one portion, and the middle and this one is considered as another portion. So I can choose to lie down this row just like this, so that I can put my stuff right from here till at the back when it will be completely tilted, right? Or I can choose to tilt completely all these three seats, and then I'll get a massive space. One more thing is here, when you have to merge onto main highways, the highway speed is 100 kilometers per hour, and you have to have your car at that speed to merge. So that means your car should have that much decent power that when you connect to an highway from a local road, immediately, as fast as you can reach the 100 kilometer per hour speed. So you get around 150 to 300 meter of distance within which you have to merge in the highway, and that is when a good performing car, a good engine, a powerful engine helps, right? So this one has around, I think, 260 horsepower and 277 torque. You can check whichever car you like, whichever SUV you like, what is the power rating, what is the torque rating. But this one, the number which I gave you, is of this vehicle which I have bought. It has got a turbo engine, and it takes me on a highway in like a ziffy. It just, as I press the accelerator, it quickly accelerates to 100, and I can easily merge into the highway traffic. So where you should go and research about all these things, right? You may like this car, that car, you might have couple of cars or SUVs in your mind. So either you can go to their individual website, look at the information that is available, or there is a website which I used extensively during my research, that is autotrader.ca. There is a section called vehicle research. It will give you all the details about various dimensions, figures, engine capacity, everything about a car, what it has, what it doesn't have. So go and look at there, and then there you can read about, okay, this car or this SUV has this much of shoulder room for the rear seat people to, for two adults to sit along with a child car seat, and then what is the engine power of that particular brand or of that particular model that you're looking for. So many things you can figure out, and then you can start filtering out the criteria. Next question that may be in your mind, whether you should go for a used vehicle or you should go for a brand new car. So see, it's up to your choice, but based on whatever I have researched, if you are going for a used car to save some amount of money, then don't go for a car which is more than 5 years old and which is driven for more than 100,000 kilometers. It's not that the cars won't work after that. There are many people who buy much older and much used cars, but this will give you a decent shape of a car which you will not have to take to mechanic a lot of times. So that will be helpful. And here right now the car inventory is low, so new cars are not available. That's why people go for these old cars as well. But remember, the prices of these old cars are also very high. So although the new cars have got a very long waiting period, all the good ones mostly, but still you can get it. Like I got this car brand new, and the way I got it is I kept on checking with multiple dealers if they are having something available. So new one, definitely it will take a lot many months to come. But if someone has already ordered a car which you also want, but that person has cancelled it for whatever reason, then you can get those car, because then the car is anyways coming for that person is not available. So for that you need to keep calling multiple different dealers, give them your phone number, tell them you're interested in this, and in case someone cancels their car, they should give you a call. And these are the most important criteria that you should keep in mind while buying your vehicle in Canada.